What will you learn on the ACSM course? Well, it's an Advanced Scrum Master course. We're going to be taking the next steps following the Certified Scrum Master. And for my course, it's broken down into 5 key areas. Area 1 is the theory of Agile. Then we follow it up with coaching and facilitation. Service to the team, service to the product owner, and what I know as beyond the team. A bit about scaling and a bit about organisational change. In that first section, the history of Agile, the theory of Agile, that's what we're going to look at. Where did Agile come from? What were the frameworks that brought it about, that those signatories were playing around with? How is that relevant to us? So one of the reasons that we do this is to get you to understand the history itself. That's really useful, is being able to talk to where did this come from? Why is it important? Many people think that the Scrum framework, the extreme programming, follow on from the Agile Manifesto rather than predate it. And being able to talk knowledgeably about that really helps with your credibility. But also, these are incredibly smart people playing around in the software world, trying to find new ways through the bureaucracy of this increasing waterfall. And in there are lots of tools and techniques to beg, borrow and steal. So it's to help build your credibility as a Scrum Master, as an Agile coach, but it's also there to start building your tool set, a theme that runs throughout the ACSM. In the coaching and facilitation section, we look at the 2 key skills of a Scrum Master, in my opinion. How do you coach? What does it mean? How do we do it? The questions, the listening, the structures, giving it all a go, playing around with it. Invariably one of the most enlightening sections in the ACSM, because many people come in thinking they coach or not knowing really what coaching is, and in a short space of time we can give them a taste of it and start you on an exploration that I hope will really transform your practice. We also look at facilitation, one of my favourite parts of the Agile world, retrospectives. Bring in lots of ideas, share, discuss what works, what doesn't work, why these and not those. Okay. And as a practical exercise, we actually start building some plans. Sit down with a few other people and plan a retro that you can take away and use. So if you're coming along, come with some ideas. What are the retros you can see? Maybe it's a single team, maybe it's at scale and you've got a big retro to run and you want a bit of help setting it up. We give the opportunity to create that. In the service to the product owner section, we're going to look at what are the tools to help a product owner. Focusing on how to create a good vision, why to create a good vision. Right? It's not the role of the Scrum Master or the Agile coach to create the vision, that's the role of the product owner, but many of them aren't aware that that's their role. So we're there to help them. This is what you need to do and this is why you need to do it, more importantly. How do we create motivation in the team if they don't know why your product is important? Once we've done that, we take that idea and we roll it forwards into a tool called impact mapping. One of the least used tools, in my opinion, and one of the most useful. We look at that common core in the goal, the vision of why our product, and then we're going to scale out around that and look at who's impacted by this product. Once we're understanding the who's impacted positively and negatively, we have to think of competitors and people like that as well. How are we going to impact them? What's the change in their behaviour we hope to see or think we're going to see because our product is coming into the world? And lastly, what are we going to do to amplify or dampen those behaviours? We're going to start to think about what are the true deliverables for this product, giving us an ability to map all the way from the why to the what. The ability to say, this is why we're going, and this feature helps us get there, so that everybody's on the same page. We wrap up with beyond the team. Okay, we're looking at both scaling. I don't tend to dive too deep into scaling. We're looking at why scaling. Is it a good idea? Is it not? If it is a good idea, how do we do it well? If it's a bad idea, why is that? And to let you in on a secret, even if it is a bad idea, you're still going to do it. So how do we manage the problems it raises? We also look at organisational change, specifically systems modelling, systems thinking areas. How do we start looking at the interactions? Things aren't linear. They're not in that complicated space anymore. We live in a very complex world where you've got lots of interdependencies, and changing one thing can lead to another. It's hard to find a single cause of any problem in our world. So how do we map that out? How do we explain it? How do we explore it well? And that's what we bring together, is all these things into the Beyond the Team section. So what do you learn in the Advanced Scrum Master course? I'll be honest, we learn an awful lot. We cover an awful lot of ground. Much of it, to be honest, you're going to bring with you. Okay, you're going to be there throughout the course. You're going to be sharing. You're going to be learning. Okay, together you're going to build the course with me as a guide.